Hello and welcome. It's Susan, and this is Treasure Chest Tuesday, the treasure chest of you and your mastery coming forward as a beautiful, bountiful soul that you are through this beautiful, incredible heart that you have and body that you get to be in. So today we're talking about change, change, change. Yeah, that would be fun if you were getting a lot of physical money change. We don't exchange a lot of change in that regard these days, do we? So back to the topic. Change, change, change. So there's such an energy of change up right now. And it's got some fuel to it, definitely. And it's a fabulous thing. And when you consider change, I want you to first consider, wow, how much you have changed in the last 6 months or year. You probably don't think about it. You could ask a friend and they would probably tell you, but you have. You can be very, very proud of yourself. And I will remind you that as we see even incremental pieces of change occurring in the world, it is because of the core of this fulcrum of light that we have held that has moved the axis of our world. See how that works? At the core, we change on the inside with our consciousness, our way of being in the world, our way of expressing our connection to spirit, and it moves the dial and reflects itself in the outside world. It's quite magical how that happens. So please do salute yourself in that dynamic that you are holding for this world and your contribution of change. So, and I will also remind you that change is an inside job. Before I do, though, I thought I'd change it up today and bring some flowers from outside, since it's a season for outside flowers. Bring them inside, a little bit of a change. How fun is that? These are petunias, actually. Very fancy petunias. So when we think of change from the inside out, it really is the way we view things, the way we are in our life, that is the core place of change first, correct? Yes. So let's apply that directly. All right, so there's a lot about this thing called the vaccine up right now. And you thought I'd never talk about it. Ha, ha, ha. It's time. All right. It's not about the vaccine. It's always about our viewpoints about life. I'm not going to give you an idea of whether or not you should do it or shouldn't do it. That's entirely up to your truth in the matter. But here's the key, because there's a lot of talk about what everyone's doing, not doing, what's good, what's bad, all of that kind of stuff. We get so overly involved with these things that are moving in our world that are outer representations of something. So what I want you to do is, firstly, remember that our viewpoints need to change continually. The way we approach life, the way we relate to life, the way we relate to our truth, our heart, our soul wants to change continually. And the more we're fluid with that, the more we'll feel on top of the world instead of being a top spinning around. So when you have a feeling of what is true for you in relationship to the vaccine and taking it primarily, I would say, or just the vaccine in general and what it represents, etc., really listen to your heart. Is this true for me? Or is it a fear-based perspective? Or am I latching onto something that makes me feel secure, safe, whatever that is? And I mean false safety and security. Really look at your viewpoint about it from your heart space. What is true for me? That's all we can do, is know what's true for you. If you're in fear, I'm not doing it or I have to do it, then it's not a true decision. And this we're using as a microcosm of all our life choices. Really listen inside. And as you listen, then you can start to hone in, tune into, and tune up your viewpoint about something like the vaccine, for instance. Today you might feel a certain way. And then as you tune in and go, that doesn't feel very good to my heart, then you say, I want to change my perspective and have one that is of truth. What is true for me? What is truly true for me? It doesn't matter about anybody else because it's my life, right? And that's what often people are fighting for. It's my life. Well, if it's your life, then feel what's true for you, not based on fear, but on what you've read, but what feels true for you. What will it bring you? What will it bring you and your connection to the collective, the true collective that we want to build? How will it enhance the new earth in you that you are building? And remember how I said, change, 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 and know that that viewpoint could change tomorrow. And if it does, then you are surely in the process of allowing change to occur. And if it does change, you can say, wow, I have grown and evolved, and I feel much more clear now about this particular topic, for instance. And the way we know that something is true for us is we feel peaceful and satisfied about it. We don't have to tell everybody about our opinion. We don't have to go up against anybody else who thinks differently, because we all think differently these days about virtually everything. This is where the story of sovereignty, the truth of sovereignty, is coming forward. What is true for me, right? And if I am true to myself and continually change my viewpoint about self, because it needs to keep changing, then I will feel part of a collective that is true to their sovereign nature of self. So, have I answered anything about the virus? No. Have I given you the opportunity to really look in your heart about what's true for you and know that that's all that matters? And know that your changing viewpoint is exciting, wonderful, and something you can be very proud of. So let's go back to this energy of change on another level altogether. When there's this high energy of change going on, which it is right now, there can be also a tendency to get stressed out. Oh, it's changing, unconsciously. It's changing, change. And we start getting faster, and we start doing more, and we start feeling like we have to be more, and we feel like we need to lead the charge unconsciously often, and we get all wrapped up. Now, if we have parts of us that are like, chill, relax, it's going to be okay, then there becomes a battle, and you feel like you have to fight for your life, and you're kind of overwhelmed a lot, and the fire rules you. The fire of change rules your life, instead of going, wow, there's this fire of change happening, and maybe that fire of change relates to me slowing down, getting more relaxed, being okay just where I am, and being okay with what is right now. That can be a whole nother paradigm of change for some of us, for sure. It's like, okay, this is good, and I can feel that fire moving the energy inside me so that I can change how I view the world, how I live in the world, instead of being that top spinning in the world to create more change, got to do this, got to do that, got to be more, do more, etc. You see? So I invite you at this time to embrace change in a deeper way than just getting caught up in, oh my gosh, something's got to change. Oh my gosh, I've got to get going to have something change. It doesn't mean you're inactive. Let me give you a specific example that relates to me. Treasure Chest Tuesday. I've been feeling for a while that something needed to change about it, but I love doing it. I'm here with you, and I love doing it. So what was that seed being planted? Well, as I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, it started emerging that it was time for me to do the Sacred Soul Circle as an ongoing Some call it a membership site. It's a community where I can go deeper with individuals and give you answers to your questions and do psychic soul readings with people and really dive deeper into the current of what is going on these days, and do that with magnification through a group of people specifically aligned to do that, and love doing that. So as that started to develop, and it's in full gear now, and it's very exciting, and I'm loving every minute of it with this beautiful group of people that is growing every day, which is great. Loving that, I realized that that was coming in to not replace Treasure Chest Tuesday, but be part of the pulsation. So I would be doing Treasure Chest Tuesday twice a month and the Sacred Circle twice a month. So there's a pulsation this way and a pulsation deeper, going deeper. And I love that, how that change has emerged. So I'm also letting you know that I will be doing these videos twice a month instead of every week for this venue called Treasure Chest Tuesday. And you never know how you're going to hear from me in other ways as well, because I'm not going anywhere. I just feel it's time to deepen the quality of the way we give expression to our lives and our spiritual connection, and really have that available for us. So that's one piece of change. And I will keep changing my viewpoint as it relates to how I come into the world. And that's exciting. And I want to invite you to do that as well. Keep changing your heart's viewpoint of how you want to be, how you want to act, how you want to create in this world. Knowing that if you see that it will constantly change, then you're never stuck. You're never unmotivated. You're never in a place of feeling like, oh my God, I can't do this. I'm too anxious. It's like, this will change. This will change because I am going to open to that change. Okay, so I leave you on the note of change, change, change. And you will see down below there is a link to the Sacred Soul Circle that you can learn more about it here. And I personally invite you to join us to go deeper into the reservoir of the sanctuary of your soul and all you have to bring here, because your life matters and your needs matter, and what you're participating in this world matters. The Sacred Soul community is a place for you, a sacred place. Blessings to each one of you as we traverse this incredible transformational process that we were born to be in.